This is Bulletproof warm-up session number 10. And starting things off, we're going to do a compression sit-up progression. So the way this works, we're going to do a compression sit-up to forearms. So you're going to do a regular sit-up or like a crunch, but you're bringing one vertebra at a time up, right? Now you'll see I'm sitting up and I'm coming up to my elbow. So I curl my spine one vertebra at a time, starting from my neck, and then I curl my spine up until I'm up on my elbows. So you're gonna do 7 reps in a pike position, which just means feet together, and then 7 reps in a straddle position, which is feet wide apart, okay? Next, we're gonna move on to some farmer's carry variations. The first of which will be a single arm pinch grip plate carry, right? So you grab your fingers on the top part of the plate. You're not allowed to get your fingers underneath the lip. It's just on top, and you're gonna carry for 25 meters each arm, right? So choose a weight that is heavy enough that you're almost, in risk of it slipping out towards the end of the carry. So you should be fairly heavy on this. Right? So once again, you're not gonna put your fingers under the lip of the weight plate, but on the top of the lip. Then we're going to do a GHD hip extension plus swivel. So you'll start, put your hands across your chest, go down to the hip extension, then when you come up to the top, you're going to put your hands behind your ears and do 3 arch swivels, so 3 each side. Then you'll go back down for another extension, 3 arch swivels, back down for another extension, and do 5 of those, right? If you've got lots of people and only one GHD, just cycle them through one at a time. Even if they have to wait a little bit, that's fine. Right. Good old cricket. Right, now if you're just starting out on this, the way to do this, the easiest version of the progression here is I hop one at a time. So I go feet, hands, and then on the way back, I go hands, feet, feet. Sort of pop both my hands back and forwards at the same time, and also the same with my toes, right? So that's the first progression for that, of the cricket. All right, for round 2, we're gonna change things up. We're gonna do a compression sit-up with a plate, and this time we're gonna come all the way up. So the plate helps you to, it doesn't make it necessarily harder, it makes it a little easier to counterbalance as you come up. So it gives you some weight to give you some leverage as you come up. This time you're gonna sit all the way up. You notice last time we only came to our elbows, and that's an easier progression. And this time we're gonna come all the way up. That's called coming to pancake, okay? So we're gonna do 7 reps in pike position, which is feet together, and then 7 reps in straddle, which is with feet apart, as you can see me doing here, okay? So that's just with a plate. Plate doesn't have to be heavy, just something to give you some weight to counterbalance. The next version of the farmer's carry we're going to do is a single arm kettlebell farmer's carry. Now the key here is to go heavy. You want to have as heavy as possible and have your shoulders back and down, right? So 25 meters on one arm, then change arms and 25 meters back. We're purposely trying to go heavy, and that'll force your torso to maintain that upright position. And whilst you're doing that, keep your shoulders back and down. So don't let your shoulder roll forward. Then you do the hip extension and arch swivel again on the GHD. So you do an extension, 3 swivels each side, and you do that for 5 reps. The next iteration of the cricket is a little bit more complex, and the way it's going to work is instead of bouncing one at a time, I bounce all 4 of my limbs at the same time, right? Now I'm not going all the way down. I'm keeping my elbows extended. I'm sort of absorbing some of the shock by having some soft elbows, bending a little bit in the elbows, but I'm not going all the way down to push-up position at the bottom of my push-up, okay? So we're trying to go forwards and backwards with the cricket. Then the most challenging version of the compression sit-up is with no weight to counterbalance. I'm just sitting up. Now you notice I'm trying to curl my spine on the way up and on the way back down. Similar to a Jefferson curl, if you've ever done that, okay? So we're gonna do 7 reps in pike, and then you're gonna spread your legs, and 7 reps in straddle. Same concept here. I start with my neck, chin into my chest, and then curl up, trying to control the movement. Now, as always, these progressions means that you start on the easiest level, and then you work on that easiest level until you can master it, and then you move on to the next level. You don't have to do the next level if you're not ready for it. That's why it's a progression. The next step of the farmer's carry variation Now this is not a progression, these are just different variations that everyone can do. This will be a farmer's carry with both hands this time, okay? Now, ideally, if you can go heavier than what you did with the single arm, then go for it, and you'll do 50 meters total. Now, what we're gonna do is one last iteration of the hip extension and arch swivel. So trying to keep my spine in the same position all the way through, so I don't let my low back change position as I go down. So I'm hinging at the hip. And then when I hold that position at the top, I swivel. And then the last version of the cricket is I start at the bottom of my push-up position with my chest just off the ground. And then I bounce along, my hips kind of tap the ground as I go along, and then go backwards. And that's it.